Now to the assassination party. That's the focus of tonight's angle.
They're calling the Democrats the assassination party.
This morning on the freshly paved over Rose Garden, our commander-in-chief presided over an important American tradition, the annual pardon of the turkeys. See, fascists have fun, too. It's fun. And I know a lot of people have been comparing.
Yeah, they're so mad that, like, people keep calling Trump a fascist or a Nazi. It's so funny. It's like, yeah, he should stop being a Nazi or a fascist, and then people will stop calling him that. It's a time-honored tradition, man. It's a time-honored tradition. Dare I say a socialist tradition, certainly an anti-imperialist tradition, to call American presidents Nazis. Republicans did it to every single Democratic president, and many people all around the world unconditionally say it to every single American president, right? Democrat or Republican, it doesn't really matter, with some exceptions. But it's very funny now that, like, we can't even say it. We can't say an American president that's behaving like a fascist is a fascist. It's unacceptable. Oh, you want him to die. It's like, no, I just want him to stop being a fascist. That's what I want. Unless you're Zoran, then you can say it to his face even. I know. The mileage that this man gets, the allowance that this man has.
Trump to Hitler lately, but there's some major differences between, for instance, Hitler was married to a woman who loved him. We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them.
Of course, Kimmel's more of a frustrated MS Now pundit than a comedian at this point, unless you think assassination is funny. This was the ABC star just 2 days before the third attempt on Trump's life.
We're going to have fun tonight, and I'm happy you decided to stay, Mr. President. And don't worry, if we bruise your ego, it'll only make your hands look less disgusting. You're looking good, though, Mr. President. Who did your makeup? Kraft Singles? First Lady Melania is here. Look at Melania, so beautiful. Mrs. Trump, you have a glow like an expectant widow.
Deeply unfunny, man. Just when you thought they couldn't get any lower. Yeah, First Lady comment. I wonder if Cole Thomas Allen was watching. The language in the suspect's manifesto echoes what we hear regularly unleashed against the president. It's now become normalized. But after being targeted herself Saturday night, Melania has had just about enough. Posting on X, people like Kimmel shouldn't have the opportunity to enter our homes each evening to spread hate. A coward, Kimmel hides behind ABC because he knows the network will keep running cover to protect him. Enough is enough. It's time for ABC to take a stand. How many times will ABC's leadership enable Kimmel's atrocious behavior at the expense of our community? Well, President Trump echoed her statement saying outright that Kimmel should be fired.
Do you realize that Jimmy Kimmel is the Hasan Piker of ABC? I know.
Now, imagine what the Democrats would have done if there had been not one, not two, but 3 attempts on the life of Barack Obama.
Wait, there were. What are you talking about? There was like, I think there was 11 total attempts on Barack Obama's life. There's more than 3 attempts on Trump's life as well. But the only unique one is the Butler one, because like the Butler one, maybe you think it's staged. Maybe you think it was real. I'm not going to say anything. But the only reason why that was unique is because that one actually dinged him, right? If we believe the official narratives that he actually got shot in the ear, but he had incredible capabilities to rejuvenate his ear like that. Imagine the meltdown if you went on Kimmel. I know. Who do we know that knows Kimmel? Does Tim Heidecker know Kimmel? Don Lemon might know him.
And speaking of Obama, his first reaction on Sunday was kind of a pro forma rejection of violence on both sides.
Wow. Not enough. Obama should only call out violence coming from the left and not the right, okay? Former President Barack Obama should actually say, it's good when the right does violence, and it's only bad when the left does violence. That's what he should have said. Even then, you'd probably find a way to complain about that too.
Back against new calls from the First Lady and the President, basically to get him fired, this time over a joke he made last week, days before the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
Our First Lady Melania is here. Look at Melania, so beautiful. Mrs. Trump, you have a glow like an expectant widow.
That was a banger, by the way, straight up.
Now the First Lady says his words, Jimmy Kimmel's words, are corrosive and that they deepen the political sickness within the country. And she added, it is time for ABC to take a stand. President Trump also said that Kimmel should be fired and said the joke was a despicable call to violence. Kimmel pushed back during his monologue overnight.
Obviously was a joke about their age difference and the look of joy we see on her face every time they're together. It was a very light roast joke about the fact that he's almost 80 and she's younger than I am. It was not, by any stretch of the definition, a call to assassination, and they know that. I've been very vocal for many years speaking out against gun violence in particular, but I understand that the First Lady had a stressful experience over the weekend, and probably every weekend is pretty stressful.
I like that he did not back down, by the way, and he just doubled down, tripled down, quadrupled down on this. Beast mode. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I am 100% in support of Jimmy Kimmel on this endeavor. I listened to this earlier. He just doesn't give a shit. He's like, he just keeps going boom, 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 boom. This is exactly what you're supposed to do, by the way. These guys are fucking cynical, sinister assholes. They traffic in some of the most dangerous rhetoric, some of the most violent rhetoric. Do not back down. Only apologize if you did something worthy of an apology. That's been my policy since day one. Unironically, the only apology that you're delivering, if you've done something worthy of an apology, you're delivering not because people are going to be sincere going forward, by the way, and they will even use that apology against you. You're just doing it because it's the right thing to do. Apologies in this day and age are no longer done so that people understand sincerely where you're coming from and they feel like you are genuinely apologetic, that you've actually wronged someone and you've done some harm and you're actually speaking to that. No. Apologies across the board, unconditionally, even if it's a worthy apology, are never treated with acceptance. Apologies are treated as an admission of defeat. Nobody cares about remorse. Nobody cares about the truth. Let's be real. It's a corrosive environment. However, that is the environment. That's just how it is. Like it, love it, hate it, doesn't matter. That is precisely how it is. Having said that, I still will every now and then deliver apologies when I feel like I've done something wrong. Okay? When I've actually done something wrong and I do have remorse for it. But I don't do it because I think people are going to turn around and be like, oh, I accept your apology, King, and be understanding. I know full well that people will use it against me. I mean, look at the 9/11 stuff. They still bring that shit up all the time. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Graham Plattner apologizing for the tattoo? Great. It was fantastic. It was right. It was the right thing to do. It's, ridiculous. But that's precisely the reason why I don't back down when cynical grifters will say, oh, your rhetoric is violent. You're doing this. You're doing that. Fuck you. Fuck you. Your boos mean nothing when I see what has made you cheer. Dog, that's a Rick and Morty quote. Shh. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. I know it is, but but it goes hard, okay? We don't have to admit that.
I want to bring in CNN political analyst Michael Singleton and Sochi Hinojosa. I'm glad to have both of you here. All right, look, you know full well that this was asked of by the president and the first lady. They were offended by what he said. It did take place 2 days before the White House correspondence, and we know, of course, what happened on that occasion. Sochi, what's your reaction to Kimmel's essentially pointing the finger back and saying, I think this should be a larger conversation, Mr. President?
Well, I think there has been this larger conversation over the last 24 to 48 hours about political rhetoric. And I do think it was a joke, and I'm glad he was able to address it. He was talking about his age. Nobody wants anything to happen to this president.
I do experience a little bit of joy seeing CNN have to do the autism power hour that I have to engage in all the time with my fucking audience anytime they see any joke on screen. It is kind of funny to watch mainstream media go through the motions as well and be like, well, technically the joke was actually about, her hating Donald Trump and the fact that Donald Trump is old. It's wonderful that they also now have to address all of this shit. Yeah. Legalize comedy is what I say.